Hi guys, I hope you are fine. Me too, I'm fine. So we thank God for today, for it is God who have provided this day so that we can learn. And so guys, we are going to begin our question, and this is on Simpson's rule. So I read the question and then we do it. The question reads, find the area enclosed by the curve y equals to 8x plus 20 minus x squared and the positive x and the y-axis using Simpson's rule. So guys, we are supposed to find that curve, and the way we do it is that, let me just write it here. We come and write y equals to 8x plus 20, like that, minus x squared. Now guys, that we are told that this curve is only found at the right side, which is, if we had to draw something like this guys, this is the right side, so this curve we will find it on this side, and this curve must touch the x-axis, the y-axis, and also it will have to touch the x-axis. So guys, we are supposed now to find, because we know this curve is at that point. So there must be a point is touching the y-axis, and not only the y-axis, it might be touching the x-axis, but now we can say it's y-axis and then it is also touching the x-axis there. For us now to know where it starts, we know that at this position, at this point, so we can look, because at this point x is 0, so let's look and find out what is our y when x is 0. So this one is going to be y equals to 8, x we've said should be 0, plus 20 minus 0. Of course, it's still 0. So y is equals to 20. So y is equals to 20 when x is equals to 0. So guys, that is our lower limit, or that is where we are now supposed to begin our graph. We had something like this, it should begin at that point. But now we don't know the edge, and this edge must touch either the y-axis or the x-axis. And now saying that it is going to touch the x-axis, then our y should now be 0. So we are now going to work with y equals to 0. So this one is going to be 0 equals to 8x plus 20 minus x squared. So guys, this one now becomes a quadratic equation which can be solved this way. We can say, put in all this other side, we will have x squared minus 8x minus 20. This one gives us 0. So we now look for, when the y is 0, what will be our x? That is at this point. So this one is going to be two numbers. If I two numbers, if you multiply, you get negative 20. If you add, you get negative 8. That is 10 and 2. So this is like that, minus 10x plus 2x minus 20 equals to 0. So I can divide this into 2, whereby you divide like that. So here we have x, and here we have x minus 10, like that, plus, you can factor out 2 there, x minus 10, and then you get 0. So finally you have x plus 2 equals to 0, or x minus 10 equals to 0. So you get x here is equals to -2 or x is equals to 10. Guys, when we now get this one, we have already learned that our graph is supposed to be on the positive x-axis and y-axis. And so this one, we can cancel that because our graph is on this side of positive. And so therefore our x is going to be 10. And so we can say y equals to 0, x is equals to 10. So guys, when we now draw our graph, for x there, we have x there and we have y. Guys, we are going to begin with for x we begin with 0, and this one is going up to 10. So we can have 0, 1, 2, like that, 10. But let's now look at this. We have 0 there, and this, when x is 0, y is 20. There. When x is 10, y is 0, like that. So guys, now we look for the number of times we can divide. So that is going to be 10. We can say 10 divided by 10, so that we have 0, we have 1, 2, like that, and so on. So guys, we are going now to look for those figures. We are going to look for those figures and see what we get. And we have this equation, y equals to 8x plus 20 minus x squared. Using that equation, we can replace 0 here. If we replace for 0 here, we get 20. We can replace 1. And when we replace 1, guys, already, guys, I have done that. So I can show you what now next. So guys, when I did that, we replace x with 0, I got this figure, and for 1 was 27. So this is the table, guys, that I got the results in the table, whereby we begin with 0, just like we have said, and we end up with 10. And when you put our figure, let's say you put 1 here, 1 at this point, you find this is, it will be now 8 plus 20, 28 minus 1 is 27. You go to 2, the same, and then you are going to find your results for y, which are now already I have tabulated them. From there, guys, we come now, we can either draw the diagram for that, or we can calculate directly. So guys, I'm going to calculate directly, but still I'll show you the graph I have drawn. So to calculate directly, we say area is now going to be equal to interval, and remember that interval is found on the x-axis, divide by 3, and then we have the first ordinate here, which we call it y1. This is the first ordinate here, y1, plus the last ordinate, which we call here is 0, y2, plus 2, begin with the 2 there, then you go to, then you pick the odd ordinates of y, coordinates of y. That will be y, this is 3, plus y5, plus y7, plus y, guys, this one was supposed to be 11, y1 and y11. I made a mistake there. This is supposed to be 11 because it's the first and the last. So this is the odd. Y3, the odd now start from here. Y3, Y5, Y7, Y9, and then Y11 already I had used that. Then plus again 4, you choose the remaining, which is Y. Now you have Y2 plus Y4. These are now like even. Plus Y6 plus Y8 plus Y10, like that. So we can do that, guys, and this is how it is now going to be. So the area is equals to the interval. The interval from 1 to 2 is 1 all over 3. The first ordinate we have 20 plus the last ordinate, which is 0, plus 2 there. The odd ordinates, for the odd ordinates we have 32 plus 36 plus 32 once again plus 20, which is here. This one already we used it. So those are the ordinates, coordinates of y. Then plus 4 multiplied by the ones that are left. That is, those are even. Y2, which is 27, plus Y4, which is 35, plus Y6, which is 35 again, plus Y8, which is 27, and then Y10, which is 11, like that. And this one we had bracket there. So this area will then be equal to, I've already done this, this is 1/3, and here we have 20, plus this one is, so our value here is 240, this is 240, and then we have finally 540. For this 4 times that, we get 540, like that. So when we do that, guys, we get our area becoming to 266.667. Can write it in the units square. Of course, it may not be a must to write that. So that is our area, guys. And so, guys, I had drawn the curve on x and y axis, and this is what I found out. So you have your ordinates at these points. You have the first ordinate at 20, the second one was at 27, 32, like that. And as you can look at this curve, you can see it's divided into even number of segments or even number of strips. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is one of the requirements when you are using the Simpson's rule. And so, guys, thank you for listening to me.